Welcome to English Ascent Daily. Think about this. You are talking with someone in English. The conversation is going well. Then the topic changes. Maybe they start talking about travel, food, work, sports, or weekend plans. And suddenly, you do not know what to say. You know English, but your words are hiding somewhere in your head. It can feel strange because 5 minutes ago, you were speaking just fine. So why does this happen? Usually, the problem is not that you know nothing. The problem is that you do not know how to build an answer when the topic is new. You do not need a perfect answer every time. In real conversations, people often start with a very simple thought. For example, someone asks, "What do you think about working from home?" You can say, "I think it is useful for some people." Then add a reason. They can save time because they do not need to drive to work. Then add your own experience or idea. "But I also like meeting people at work." That is already a good answer. No difficult grammar, no big words, and no 10-minute meeting with your brain before you speak. You start small, then you slowly add more. This is one of the most useful speaking habits you can learn. Start with one small idea. Add one reason, add one example, then ask a question if you are talking with another person. You can use this simple pattern for almost anything. Food, travel, money, family, movies, exercise, weather, work, school, and technology can all become easy conversation topics. Even if you do not know a topic very well, you can still say something simple about it. You do not need to be an expert. You only need a way to begin. Let us start with food. Imagine someone asks, "What kind of food do you like?" You do not need to make a long speech. You can say, "I like simple food. I really like chicken, rice, and pasta. I also enjoy pizza sometimes." Then add a reason. "I like these foods because they are easy to find and they taste good." Now add a small personal detail. "On weekends, I sometimes order pizza with my family." That is enough to keep the conversation moving. You are not trying to sound like a food expert. You are just sharing a clear idea. Now imagine the person asks, "Do you like cooking?" Maybe you do not cook much. You can still answer, "A little. I can make eggs, sandwiches, and pasta. I am not a great cook, but I can survive." That small joke makes the answer feel more human. You do not need to be funny all the time. A little humor can make your English feel relaxed. The important thing is to stay comfortable and continue speaking. Simple answers can still sound natural when they include a little personality. Now, let us move to travel. Someone asks, "Do you like traveling?" You can begin with a direct answer. "Yes, I do. I like seeing new places." Then add a detail. "I enjoy small road trips because they are simple and fun." You can mention a place if you want. "I would like to visit New York one day because there is so much to see." You can also speak about a place you have already visited. "Last year, I went to a small town with my family. We stayed there for 2 days. The weather was nice and the food was good." Notice something important. These sentences are not difficult, but together they make a complete answer. Many learners think good speaking means using advanced words. That is not true. Good speaking means the other person can understand you easily. Simple English can be strong English. In fact, native speakers also use many short and simple sentences in daily life. They do not always speak like a book. They usually explain ideas in a clear and natural way. Now, let us talk about weather. This topic may look too simple, but it is very useful. People often talk about weather because it is easy and safe. Imagine someone in Seattle says, "It is raining again." You can say, "Yes, it has been raining a lot this week. I do not mind a little rain." but I like sunny days more. Then you can add a personal detail. When the weather is nice, I like walking outside. Or you can say, cold weather makes me want to stay home with coffee. Now you have more than one sentence. The topic is growing naturally. The secret is not to find a perfect sentence. The secret is to keep adding small pieces. You can think of your answer like building with small blocks. One block is your opinion. One block is a reason. One block is an example. One block is a question. Let us use another topic. Exercise. Someone asks, "Do you exercise?" Maybe your answer is yes. You can say, "Yes, I try to exercise 3 or 4 times a week." Then add what you do. I usually walk, stretch, or do simple exercises at home. Then add why. It helps me feel better and gives me more energy. Maybe your answer is no. That is also easy. Not very much. I know exercise is good for me, but I am not very active right now. You can even add a light joke. My shoes are ready. I am the one who needs more motivation. Again, the English is simple, but the answer has personality. This is what makes a conversation feel natural. Now let us talk about movies. Someone asks, "What kind of movies do you like?" You can say, "I like comedy and action movies." Add a reason. I watch comedy when I want to relax. I watch action movies when I want something exciting. Then add an example. I watched a funny movie last weekend with my cousin. It was simple, but I enjoyed it. You do not need to remember the director, the year, and the whole story. This is a conversation, not a movie test. If someone asks about a movie you do not know, do not panic. You can say, "I have not seen that one yet. What is it about?" This sentence is very useful because it keeps the conversation going, even when you do not know the topic. That is another important skill. You do not always have to give information. Sometimes you can ask for information. Use questions like, "What do you mean? How was it? Why do you like it? When did you go?" Or, "Would you do it again?" These questions are simple, but they can help you stay in almost any conversation. Now, imagine someone starts talking about a topic you know very little about, like golf. Maybe you do not play golf. You can still say, "I do not know much about golf, but I have watched it on TV a few times." Then ask, "Do you play often?" Now the other person can speak, and you can listen. Good speaking is not only about talking a lot. Good conversation also means listening and asking useful questions. This is helpful for beginners because you do not need to carry the whole conversation alone. Let us try another topic. Money. Someone asks, "Do you like saving money?" You can say, "Yes, I think saving money is important." Then add a reason. It can help when something unexpected happens. Add a small habit. I try not to buy things I do not need. Maybe you are not perfect at saving. You can say, "I try to save, but sometimes I spend too much on food." That answer sounds real. Many people can understand that problem. A small snack can somehow become a full shopping trip. Now let us talk about technology. Someone asks, "Do you use your phone a lot?" You can answer, "Yes, probably too much." Then explain, "I use it for messages, videos, maps, and work. I also use it to learn English sometimes." Then give an opinion. "Phones are useful, but I think we need breaks too." Now you are speaking about technology, habits, and health with very simple English. You did not need difficult words to express a clear opinion. Now let us talk about weekends. Someone asks, "What do you usually do on weekends?" You can say, "I usually rest at home, meet a friend, or go out for food." Then add a detail. If the weather is good, I like going for a walk. Or you can say, "Sometimes I just stay home and watch something." Do not think your answer needs to be exciting. Real life is often simple. You do not need to say, every weekend I climb a mountain and fly a helicopter. If you actually do that, great. But most people are just trying to finish their laundry. Now let us look at a very useful method. When you get a topic, ask yourself 4 easy questions. What do I think about it? Why do I think that? Do I have an example? What question can I ask the other person? That is all. For example, the topic is coffee. What do you think? I like coffee. Why? It helps me wake up. Example, I drink 1 cup in the morning. Question, do you drink coffee every day? One small topic can now become a full conversation. The topic is pets. I like dogs. Why? They are friendly. Example, my neighbor has a small dog and I sometimes play with it. Question, do you have a pet? The topic is shopping. I do not shop very often. Why? I try to save money. Example, I usually buy clothes only when I need them. Question, do you like shopping? This method is simple because it gives your brain a direction. Now let us talk about learning English itself. Someone asks, why are you learning English? You can say, I am learning English because I want to communicate better. Add another reason. It can also help me with work and travel. Then add your current problem. I understand many words, but speaking is still difficult for me. That is a very natural answer. You can also say, I am trying to speak more because I know practice is important. Learning research has shown that active practice helps people remember and use skills better. In simple words, you improve by doing. Reading about speaking can help, but speaking itself gives your brain real practice. It is like learning to ride a bike. You can read 10 books about bikes, but at some point, you need to sit on one. The same is true with English. You need to use the language. You can practice even when no one is around. Look at something near you and speak about it. Maybe you see a chair. Say, this chair is brown. It is next to my desk. I use it every day. It is comfortable, but it makes a strange sound. Congratulations. You just spoke about a chair for 4 sentences. The chair did not even ask you a question. This kind of simple practice can help you become faster at creating sentences. Now look at your kitchen. Say, my kitchen is small. I keep coffee near the window. I usually make breakfast here. I need to clean the counter. This may feel silly at first, but it trains your brain to create sentences quickly. You can also choose one topic each day. Speak about it for 1 minute. Monday can be food, Tuesday can be work, Wednesday can be travel, Thursday can be family, Friday can be movies. Do not prepare a perfect speech, just speak. If you stop, use a simple sentence to continue. You can say, let me think, another thing is. For example, or I also think. These phrases give you a little time. They are useful because real speakers also pause. You do not need to speak like a robot with no breaks. Pauses are normal. Thinking is normal. Changing a sentence is normal. Sometimes you may start a sentence and then change it. You may say, I went there on Monday. No, sorry, it was Tuesday. That is completely normal English. The goal is not to sound perfect. The goal is to communicate. Now let us talk about opinions. You may think you need strong words to share an opinion, but you do not. Use simple phrases like, I think, for me, in my opinion, I like, or I do not really like. For example, I think online shopping is useful. Then explain, it saves time. Or you can say, I do not really like crowded places. I feel tired when there are too many people. Simple, clear, and natural. If you disagree with someone, you can stay polite. Say, I understand, but I see it a little differently. Then give your idea. I prefer working in an office because I like being around people. You do not need to turn every conversation into a debate. Now imagine someone asks you a difficult question. What do you think will happen to jobs in the future? Maybe you are not sure. You can say, I am not sure, but I think technology will change many jobs. Then add, some jobs may become easier, and some new jobs may appear. You can also say, people may need to learn new skills. You do not need a perfect answer about the future. Nobody has one. When you are not sure, use phrases like, I think, maybe, I am not sure, but, or it seems to me. These phrases help you speak without sounding too strong. They also give you an easy way to start your answer. Now, let us talk about mistakes. Many English learners stop speaking after one mistake. They hear the mistake in their own head, and then the whole conversation falls apart. Try not to do that. If the other person understands you, continue. You can correct yourself if you want. Sorry, she goes to work at 8. Then keep talking. Do not spend the next 5 minutes thinking about one small grammar mistake. People usually care more about your meaning than one wrong verb. Also, do not translate every sentence from your first language before speaking. This can make you slow. Try to think in small English ideas. Instead of building one long sentence, make 3 short ones. For example, do not search for one perfect sentence about your weekend. Say, my weekend was quiet. I stayed home on Saturday. On Sunday, I met a friend. Easy. Short sentences are not weak, they are useful. As your English improves, you can connect them more naturally. But you can start with simple pieces. Now, let us talk about vocabulary. You do not need to know every word about a topic. If you forget a word, explain it in another way. Imagine you forget the word umbrella. You can say, the thing you use when it rains. The other person may understand. If you forget refrigerator, you can say, the big cold thing in the kitchen. Maybe it is not beautiful English, but it works. Communication first. Perfect vocabulary later. You can also use a simpler word. If you forget exhausted, say very tired. If you forget delicious, say very good. This keeps you moving and stops one forgotten word from ending the conversation. Now, here is another useful habit. When you learn a new word, do not learn it alone. Make one simple sentence with it. If the word is busy, say, I was busy this morning. If the word is comfortable, say, this chair is comfortable. If the word is expensive, say, that restaurant is expensive. This helps your brain connect the word with real use. Now let us practice a full topic together. The topic is living in a small town. Start with your opinion. I think small towns can be peaceful. Give a reason. There is usually less traffic, and life can feel slower. Give an example. My aunt lives in a small town, and she knows many people in her neighborhood. Add a different side. But there may be fewer jobs and fewer places to go. Finish with your own choice. I think I would enjoy a small town for a while. That is a complete answer. Now, another topic. Working from home. You can say, I think working from home is good for some people. It can save time because they do not need to drive. Then add another side. But it can also feel lonely. Some people work better when they are around coworkers. Then finish with your personal choice. For me, I would like a mix. Some days at home and some days in an office. Simple and balanced. You shared your opinion without using difficult English. Now another topic. Healthy food. You can say, I think healthy food is important, but it does not have to be perfect. I try to eat fruit, vegetables, eggs, and simple meals. Then add something more natural. Sometimes I also eat burgers or ice cream. I am a person, not a salad. A little humor can make your speaking more relaxed, but you do not need humor in every answer. Now think about something you know very well. Maybe your job, your neighborhood, your family, or your morning routine. Start speaking about it for 1 minute, then choose something you know less about. Maybe space, art, baseball, fashion, or business. Do the same thing. Give one simple opinion. Give one reason. Give one example. Then ask one question. You will notice something interesting. You can speak about more topics than you thought. The problem was not always your English. Sometimes the problem was that you did not have a simple system. A system gives you confidence because you know what to do next. You do not need to wait for the perfect words. Start small and add more. That is how many natural conversations work too. One person says one thing, the other person adds something, then the topic grows. Nobody knows the full conversation before it starts. So when you speak English, do not try to plan everything in your head. Listen, answer, add one detail, and ask one question. If the topic changes, begin again. Maybe you are talking about food, and then someone mentions travel. Fine. Say, I like trying local food when I travel. Now the two topics are connected. Then maybe they mention California. You can say, I would like to visit California one day. The conversation keeps moving. This is what flexible speaking looks like. It is not about knowing every topic. It is about knowing how to enter a topic. You can enter with a simple opinion. You can enter with a personal story. You can enter with a question. You can even enter by saying, I do not know much about that, but it sounds interesting. That sentence can save you many times. It allows you to join the conversation without pretending that you know everything. Remember, English speaking is not a performance. You are not standing on a stage with 100 judges. Most daily conversations are simple. People talk about work, weather, family, food, plans, traffic, prices, and things that happen during the day. So practice simple topics first, then slowly try new ones. Do not wait until you feel fully ready, because that day may never come. Speak with the English you have now. Use short sentences. Use easy words. Take small pauses. Correct yourself when needed, but do not stop. And when your mind goes blank, return to the 4 questions. What do I think? Why do I think that? What is one example? What can I ask? That simple method can help you speak about almost anything. Before you leave, choose one topic around you right now. Maybe your phone, your room, your lunch, your city, or your plans for tonight. Speak about it for 1 minute in English. Do not write first. Do not try to be perfect. Just start. The first sentence may feel difficult, but the second one will feel easier. Then the third one will come. This is how speaking grows, small sentence by small sentence. Thank you for spending this time with English Ascent Daily. Keep your English simple, keep using it, and do not be afraid of new topics. You already have more to say than you think. I will see you in the next lesson.